dates from many fresh products. So how might that affect your weekly shop? And what else can we do to make our money go that little bit further? Well, one of the great go-to people for that is Isobel Lawrance, the personal finance expert, and there she is to tell us more. So, first and foremost, best by dates, sell by dates and what have you. Are we just admitting now that that was all of a bit of a con for the last few years to make us buy yet more?
To an extent, perhaps. I know for a fact, many people have always sort of seen them as, something that they, it's Bible to them. It's if something's past that date, they bin it, they chuck it out immediately. I know other people who, their milk will be, best before a certain date, but they, do the sniff test and they sort of use their common sense to sort of say, right, I can use this for a few more cups of tea. So I've always known a range of people, but overall, I think it's more to sort of protect the supermarkets. If we eat chicken or drink milk that's gone off, they can sort of say, well, we put a date on it so we can, protect ourselves. So you can't say we made you unwell. But I think it's sort of always been a thing where, we're clever people, are human beings. We can use our noses, we can have a little taste of something just to make sure, if you aren't sure, just sniff it, taste it. Obviously, things like, chicken, maybe milk, sort of dairy items, a bit more risky. So if you aren't quite sure if they smell okay, maybe don't risk it. But things like fruit and veg, you can eat bananas that are brown on the outside. You can eat apples that, if they're a bit bruised, just cut the bruise off. So I think it's kind of, not a ploy to make us spend more, but I think it will save people money. People aren't going to just be chucking out everything that's past the date. And I do think it's quite a step in the right direction. Yeah.
And if you're cooking with bananas, my wife happens to make the most brilliant banana bread in the entire universe, then those skins have got to be dark brown black, ideally, and get really squidgy, and the banana bread is even better. Sticking with noses, I love that nose test that you talk about. Here's another nose test. We have to stop turning our noses up at the reduced aisle. If there's something there for sale that can save us a few bob, get in there and buy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing to be ashamed of. We're all in the same boat at the moment. Go to the reduced section. You never know what you're going to find. At Christmas, especially, they have such good things, items, big bits of meat, big bits of fish, but all year round they have great things. And don't be ashamed to go into your local supermarket and say, go to a worker and say, do you know what time the yellow stickers come out? It's nothing to be ashamed of. Don't be worried to say that. And don't be worried to try, not reduce things, but maybe own brand items, budget brand items. I know lots of supermarkets at the moment are really pushing their sort of value ranges, but don't be afraid to try them. A lot of them are just as good as everything else. But a quick tip is they put the sort of most expensive items in your eye line. So just look down slightly and you'll find the sort of budget ranges, value brands down a bit. So make sure to look out for them. But you're right, we shouldn't be turning our nose at reduced items. And if it's something that you think, okay, I don't want this right now, but it's a great deal, stick it in your freezer and use it another time. You never know when it will come in handy, and you never know what you can find. And also it could be a bit of a test, right? There's these items in the reduced, what can I make out of them? And sort of set a challenge for yourself, and you might find you sort of create some really nice dishes that you might not have eaten otherwise.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely right. And again, Mrs. Stewart will be demanding a research fee at this stage of the programme, because also if she's doing spag bol sauce, she very often will make a little bit more than is required, put it in one of those little tubs that you get from Chinese takeaways or whatever, bang it in the freezer, ditto soups as well. So, buy now, make more, freeze, and lo and behold, it's brilliant. I was going to ask you to take me through the yellow stickers thing, but you have done just now. So that's simply the stickers they put on at about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock saying, this is now 10% cheaper than it was. Nothing to do with sell by date, it's just it's a cheaper range. Great. Final point, and we all spotted it in the newspapers and it made the whole team chortle, is young workers now saying, do you know what, I'd actually quite like to go back to the office now as autumn and winter approaches, because the office is warm and it means they can save money by not working at home anymore. This is one of those absolutely weird lateral effects of the cost of living crisis. But have you picked up on that as well? Young workers going back to work in the office?
Yeah, absolutely. Not only are they warm, but, you can use the microwaves there, you can use the kettles there, to heat your food and make tea, coffee. And I have also, I saw that John Lewis and Waitrose are going to start giving meals to their employees during work hours. So I know that's a good initiative for a lot of people to, stick at their job at the moment, or, things like that. So I definitely think, why not, if it's going to save you a bit of money, absolutely.